Y'all want Henry Cavill back. Oh, where's Henry? Where's the Snyderverse? Henry, that's my Superman. What it do, comic bros? It's your boy, Super Duper Sean, and this is Power Comics. All I gotta say is when the hate don't work, they start telling lies, man. Hey, rest in peace. My grandma told me to tell y'all you a liar. And the truth ain't in ya. The truth ain't in ya, man. I see what y'all been saying about the Superman movie. Oh, it's trash. That's why it's got so many reshoots. Look at the budget. Yo, I got the total of the budget. I got an article clearing up all that bullshit. Cleaning. I got an article killing all that noise. And this is facts, people. This is coming from legitimate people in the industry. This is facts, man. I know y'all want y'all Henry Cavill. He's not coming back, and that's that. Y'all want Henry Cavill back. Oh, where's Henry? Where's the Snyderverse? Where's the Ben Affleck? Ben Batman? Henry, that's my Superman. Well, go watch Man of Steel then. We on this new stuff, you know what I mean? We really trying to take the DCU to the next level. Zachy couldn't do it, man. He could not. Now, I won't say he didn't give us any classics, because he gave us some good movies, i.e. Aquaman, and the rest is subjective after that. And I did rock with the Snyder Cut. I can't say I didn't rock with the Snyder Cut. I did love the Snyder Cut. Wonder Woman was great also. But I know y'all mad. I want Henry Cavill. I want him and he's my Superman. Blah, 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 blah. So y'all spread these lies, dog. Y'all spread these lies and you about to get exposed, man. We gonna expose y'all on Power Comics. Yeah, that's what we gonna do. Man, I feel like I've been talking too much, dog. I'm gonna get into this article from Heroic Hollywood. One of them's gonna be talking about the budget. The other's gonna be talking about the lies, about the reshoots and all that, putting it all to rest. Hey, let's get into it, man. James Gunn to deliver final cut of Superman this week as truth is revealed about reshoots. And after the article, we gonna check out X and see all y'all little hating tweets y'all made. See what all the haters were saying. Go to Reddit and see what else y'all was saying about Superman and his reshoots and all the lies that y'all was spreading. And we gonna call y'all out. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all 15 minutes of fame, you heard? Did Superman go through a wave of reshoots? The latest report reveals that James Gunn is almost ready to submit the final cut of the DC Universe film. Reshoots have become a dirty word in the comic book community. Much of that, truthfully, is because of the DC Universe, from the disastrous Justice League reshoots to the 3 different versions of Aquaman 2, with various levels of Batman, only for neither Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck to appear in the final product. It's not a practice that's looked kindly upon. This has left many to wonder just how many reshoots James Gunn did for this upcoming Superman film. Fans do know that Superman has had some reshoots, with James Gunn and his team having been confirmed in Atlanta for filming purposes. However, the extent of what they did wasn't clear until the most recent newsletter released by The Hollywood Reporter. The outlet explained that the DC Universe project only had 3 days of pickups for shots they missed the first time around, with no major reshoots to the content of the film. Additionally, David Fleming was added on as a composer for the film alongside the originally locked John Murphy. Did Superman have extensive reshoots? Currently, there's no evidence of extensive reshoots outside of the minor pickups above, and it's not likely that more will be added. The report also stated that James Gunn is set to deliver the final cut of Superman to Warner Brothers by Friday the 6th, over a month before the DC universe returns to the big screen. To say this is a good sign for the film's quality is an understatement, as more and more films are being pushed through the editing bay days prior to release. Of course, reshoots don't guarantee quality either way. However, given that Warner Brothers has a history of pushing films in the DC universe for edits and reshoots upon edits and reshoots, the fact that they're comfortable letting James Gunn lock in Superman should be a major vote of confidence for audience members who have been on the face so far. Superman is currently scheduled to hit theaters July 11th, 2025. First article: there was no major reshoots. Where did y'all get this cap from? Where did all this cap from? I tell you where it came from. I tell you where it came from. It came from so-called inside scoopers on X, because that's all where it came from. The first place we seen it was from where? X. It came from y'all Snyderverse lovers trying to spread this folly and hate on my man James Gunn's movie, man. But guess what? We caught you in a lie. We caught you in a lie, man. Stop lying. Stop that lying, man. You keep lying like that, your nose going, well, let's see what the budget of the film is, because y'all keep trying to talk money too about, y'all keep trying to talk about the money and stuff. If you don't like the movie, just say you don't like the movie. If you still riding Henry Cavill's nuts, just say you want to ride Cavill's nuts. If you just want to hang from his nuts and swing, just say, yo, I want to hang from Henry Cavill's nuts and swing, and I'm not going to watch David Cornsweet's or James Gunn's new DC. Cool, and I can respect that. But don't make up lies, bro. Please, don't make up lies. Superman reportedly gets these last-minute changes after test screenings, and they may be for the better. It's coming down to the final stretch into the release of James Gunn's Superman movie, which will be the official kickoff of the new DC Universe franchise. Production has been airtight at DC Studios and Warner Brothers Pictures, with very few leaks, at least until now, as Superman moves out of the edit bay and starts to be shown to audiences. Reports about the feedback to the film are starting to trickle out. One new report claims that some initial test screenings didn't go as smoothly as Gunn and Warner Brothers Discovery and CEO David Zaslav hoped, which prompted a series of change in the form of reshoots and other creative tweaks. The only question is, were those changes for the better? World of Real has reports from the sources close to the production of Superman who have conveyed that tensions are high at Warner Brothers as the release approaches. An early test screening allegedly received a mixed reception, which prompted a cascade of changes to be made to the film. And that's where things get interesting. Superman allegedly had to cut down its humor. The report goes on to say that the original cut of Superman was much more in line with Gunn's previous superhero films, Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, DC's The Suicide Squad, in terms of humor. However, WB executives were not entirely sold on Superman's level of humor, and had Gunn lessen that tone, including cutting numerous comedic scenes and beats that seems to be part of an overall trimming of the film to reduce the runtime, a subject that has already stirred a flurry of rumors and a response from Gunn himself. According to the latest rumors, Superman has been trimmed down by a total of about 25 minutes. The report gets even more intense, claiming that one of Superman's editors has removed from working on the film mid-process, and that the film has since been restructured. That meant an entirely new way in how the story was being presented to the audience, with some key scenes being moved around, while new scenes had to be added to bring the new version of the film together. Finally, A second composer was reportedly brought in to help the sonic score of the film better match the new tone. So where are we at with this film? I do not believe that they had $150 million worth of reshoots. That I don't believe at all. Maybe some minor tweaks here and there. Now maybe that could be true about the humor being cut down, but that's pretty normal for a film. Everything that goes through that editing bay usually doesn't come out on the big screen. That's normal for a few things to be cut. People are blowing this out of proportion, acting like they changing the whole movie or something. Acting like they had to shoot hours and hours and hours of reshoots over. Blowing this way out of proportion, you guys. Stop it. Stop it. I think the truth falls somewhere in between. Maybe some dialogue for the script had to be rewritten. Maybe a few action scenes had to be tidied up a little bit. But do I think that they were doing millions and millions of dollars of reshoots like people are implying? No, hell no. Get out of here with that. Let's get into this article talking about the budget, because the budget was nipped tight. Let's see how much James Gunn was given for this movie and how much it has to gross to be a success. James Gunn's Superman movie budget revealed in new report. The budget for Superman may be bigger than fans thought. A new report reveals that James Gunn was given a pretty purse to start the DC universe. It's no secret that the budget for tentpole blockbusters has exploded in recent years. As original IPs struggle to break $10 million in funding, the latest installments in everyone's favorite franchises have been slowly climbing to be in the hundreds of millions. So when it was announced that Marvel alum James Gunn will be directing a Superman movie that will reboot the DC universe, many questions were raised about just how big the budget would be. Initial reports weren't exactly chump change. Back in 2024, a rumor stated that James Gunn was given an absolutely astonishing $324 million for the film. This would have put Superman at nearly 150% of the budget of the original Avengers film. However, the director would soon confirm that the DC Universe debut wasn't as expensive as the internet speculated. See, that's the problem. The internet's always speculating and people is always running off like it's facts. Like it's facts. People had a field day with all this reshoot crap. All the DMs I got about this reshoot and how this was gonna be trash. Man, I'm cooking y'all right now. Yeah, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the... You feel me? How much did Superman cost to make? But not as expensive doesn't mean cheap. A new report from The Wrap reveals that Superman still has a pretty healthy budget, with James Gunn's launch pad for a whole new DC universe coming in at a total price tag of $225 million. Wow, $100 million, or half of an Iron Man 2. Below initial reports is still well above average for a blockbuster film, especially one without an entire franchise of its success backing it. This budget means the film would need around 500 to 700 million to be a success, according to the report. However, it's likely that both James Gunn and Warner Brothers Discovery are eyeing that a coveted billion-dollar box office, a goal that the DC universe hasn't even sniffed since the wild success of Joker back in 2019. Though hopefully if Superman is a success, it at least gets a better sequel. So there we have it. Superman, 225 million, you guys. 225 million. We gonna make that back off merch alone. Believe that. Everywhere you go, Superman merch is selling out. Toys, t-shirts. You cannot find any Superman action figures as we speak all over the world, all over the country. They are selling out. Even the Keebler Superman cookies Y'all seen the Keebler packs with the Superman on it? Even the Keebler cookies are selling out. That is a good sign. When the merch is popping off a month before the movie comes out, that is a good sign. That is a great sign. We are on the right track. So now I want to go to X and look at some of the dumb stuff people were saying when they were believing the lies about the reshoots and the $100 million of reshoots that DC was doing, that James Gunn was doing for his horrible movie. Also, I have a test screening article that I would like to share as well, so we can kind of get both sides of the spectrum. This guy says Warner Brothers and Pedo Gunn are lying, lowering the bar, and scared that Superboy will bust. They did the same thing for Bad Boy. Even if we entertain that $225 million budget lie, $25 million in reshoots, and $150 million in marketing needs to be added, it still crosses $300 million. But it didn't do $20 million in reshoots, bro. It didn't do $20 million in reshoots. See, y'all just making up lies. Just making up lies. Let's keep it moving. After terrible test screening results, Superman had to be reworked to include less sex and fart jokes and reduce its bloated runtime, making it shorter than 2 hours. Some insiders compared it to Joss Whedon's Justice League. It's a mess. Yo, you can't believe what these test screeners say. These same test screeners, let me show you what these same test screeners said. Let me show you what these same test screeners said. This is Screen Rant. This is Black Adam's first test audience gushes to Dwayne Johnson in new video. The first Black Adam test audience gushes about Dwayne Johnson's DC's Extended Universe movie in a new video. So if we're going off test screenings, Black Adam was going to be one of the best superhero movies ever created. Screen Rant said they was just gushing about it. Come on, people, stop it. Let's see what the Moonlight Warrior says. I've heard from multiple people that I trust that Superman is great, like really great. There's a reason why WB is planning a Barbie level campaign for the film and why it never had any reshoots. Just a day of pickup shots. Never had none. Thank you. Speak the truth. Speak the facts to these people because they not hearing it. They spreading lies. They riding a wave of lies. They riding a wave of lies. You sit on a throne of lies. You sit on a throne of lies. We winning over here. Big Soup. Composer change, editor change, reshoots and removed humor with lockdown not completed with a little over a month to go. Such is the style of DC Studios with Superman. Bro, the composer is literally somebody who does the music, bro. It ain't nobody that's writing the script. It ain't a stunt man. It ain't a valuable actor. It ain't an illustrator. It's literally somebody who does the music. James Gunn probably was not even feeling his vibe no more. Like, yo, we need to bring somebody else in. Like, literally, that's what a composer is. Stop it. Stop it. And if the humor thing is true, yo, that can be a plus. We do not want Superman coming out like Love and Thunder. Way too much humor in Marvel's Love and Thunder, in Thor's Love and Thunder. Again, this is a superhero film. It's not a comedy. It's an action film. And if they had to cut humor and change some dialogue around, I'm cool with that. Crazy how this isn't the first time we hear that the Superman screenings are so bad that it needs reshoots to fix. The Gun Gooners don't want to believe it, but there's definitely a pattern. It's a pattern that what you're saying is just not true, my guy. Just not true. So it's obvious WB is trying to control any narrative about Superman edits, reshoots, editor changes. No lockdown yet is normal. And now its biggest mouthpiece, Umberto, is. But yes, so I gave y'all 3 articles. What do y'all think about this? Is WB trying to spin the narrative that Superman didn't have no reshoots? Is James Gunn flat out lying? Is the Superman movie terrible and I'm just being hoodwinked? Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Because honestly, I think it's just a bunch of haters running their mouth, not knowing what the hell they are talking about. And if you live in America, you know that happens every day. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces.